Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome to Tuesday at 2. My name is Genevieve Coe, and today is Tuesday, September the 14th, 2021. Welcome to my Facebook page. Each week on Tuesday, I try to share a little bit of stamping, share what's going on in my stamping journey, and I find it a great way to connect with you. So whether you're just joining in for the first time or whether you have been coming weekly to see what's going on, I love to connect with you. So make sure that you're using the comments section and letting me know that you are here. I do like to draw a winner each week of the people who comment, just because it's an encouragement to me to see your comments and to know that I'm not talking to myself, although I know many people watch the replay, which is totally fine as well. I hope the information that I share with you is inspiring. Whether you've stamped before or never stamped before, I hope you'll learn something new. And I just love to share stamping. So I'm so glad that I've had I call it like a privilege or an opportunity to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for almost 14 years. And I think one of the best parts is not just stamping for myself, but to share it with other people. So if you haven't joined in any of my classes before, or if you haven't watched my Facebook Live very much, just jump in. Register for a class, come and visit me every week on my Facebook page, because then we can get to know each other and you can enjoy a little happy crafting in your week. Hello, Louise. Good. Great to see some of you joining in. I'm sure we'll have more joining in as times go on. What's new? I always have some news to share. So we are already in the middle of September, which means that my October class schedule is up and ready and open for registrations. So I have a lot of things going on in October, because October, November, these are the months that we're getting ready for Christmas crafting. So whether you need to make Christmas cards, whether you just need time and space to get some of your own crafting done, I've got you covered. So make sure to go check out my class schedule. I have an integrated registration form. So one registration form will just have all the options of what's going on in October, and you can just click and let me know which ones you want, and I can send an invoice or you can send a money transfer for all the different classes. Hi, Gwyneth. So I will highlight a few of them. I'll highlight other news in the Stampin' for Fun world, and we're going to do some stamping. So I did do a drawing from last week's comments. So the winner from last week's commenting was Chris Carmichael. So get ready, Chris. I'm going to send a little bit of happy mail out your way, so you can keep an eye open for that. And those of you who haven't yet said hello, who haven't commented, maybe you're just watching, don't be shy to comment, because I love to hear what you think of my project. I love to hear, anything. Love to hear what you're up to. So it's just a way for us to connect. Thanks, Rita, for sharing the video. It's a great compliment that you want to share what I'm doing with your friends. I would love to share happy stamping and give people a smile with the crafting. So why don't I flip the camera over, and then I'll show you just a little bit what's going on, and we'll dive into the crafting, okay? Let me see. Hopefully things will work for me. Hi. Okay, so let's flip the camera around. Hope you're all doing well. And if you know anything about me, I'll probably have forgotten something and I'll have to run around in my craft cave and find it. So don't be alarmed. Once during a live, I don't know, instead of pushing the flip button, sorry, I'm having a hard time getting it onto my mount today. Let's see if we can, there we go. Sorry about that. Once I accidentally hit the finish button instead of the flip the camera button. Hi, Lindsay. Good to see you. So you never know what's going to happen on a Tuesday at 2 live. We fly a little bit by the seat of our pants, but I hope that that's okay for you. Because I kind of feel like life is like that. You can plan as much as you want, but sometimes things still go a little awry. That's like the story of my life. Okay, so I found my glasses. Let's get started here. Okay, a couple of announcements. One, I don't know how many of you have seen this stamp set and the coordinating dies. It's called Merriest Moments. There's even an embossing folder that goes with it. Okay, so this is our Global Creative Tutorial Bundle for the month of September. So if you want inspirational ideas using this stamp set and dies, I've got 12 different tutorials for you. And it's not just written tutorials, but also video tutorials. So the way to get the tutorials is you can be on my Team S.T.I.C stampers. My direct team members always get every month of Global Creative Tutorial Bundle free from me. The other way to get it free is to place a minimum $100 order. You can message me your order or shop online, and then you'll get it free as well. Otherwise, you can just purchase the tutorials. They're $22 for 1 month, or you can sign up for a 6-month subscription and save some money by kind of prepaying for 6 months of tutorials. So that was what I wanted to tell you about that. All my important links, make sure to jot this down, is at the link tree, LINKTREE. There's a dot here, /Stampin' for Fun. Okay, so if you want to request a catalog, if you want to sign up for upcoming classes, if you want to browse my online shopping store of Stampin' Up! Products, that is the link to go to. If you want to find out more about the Global Creative Tutorial Bundle, all the links are here. Okay, so that is one piece of news I wanted to tell you. Hi, Jen. Good to see you guys. What's coming up? Sweet and Simple. I have a Sweet and Simple class every month. 4 cards, $25, great value. You can do it virtual or in person. I am having a couple in-person options in October, so we can see each other face to face and stamp together. So exciting. But if you don't want to come in person, you can still take it virtually. October, as I mentioned, is the time to start making Christmas cards. So the Sweet and Simple class will be Christmas card themed in October. You can actually get a double set. So instead of just doing 4 cards, because 4 Christmas cards, it feels a bit, you know, I feel like you need more. You got to send out more Christmas cards. So if you want to make a double set, all you have to do is have a friend join you who's never come out to one of my classes before, a new friend, and you'll each get a double set. So you get to make 8 cards with my Sweet and Simple class, and it's only $25, which is great value. And you'll get an embellishment free included with the class. So here's a little sneak peek of one of the cards for Sweet and Simple. What do you think of it? The other way to get a double set is that you can purchase a double set. That's actually special for October. I don't normally allow that, but I feel like Christmas card time, you might have to do that. Okay, Pat saying, oh, high winds. Yes, I heard that there's going to be like a tornado or something tonight. I don't know. It's starting to get cloudy. I don't know. I hope you're okay, Pat, and that you stay safe, stay inside. Okay, here's a sneak peek of another type of Christmas card class that I'm offering. It is using the Gingerbread and Peppermint Memories and More kit, and I kind of add things to it. I'll cut the card bases and any extra layers or embellishments that you need. And this is a class that you do on your own time, at your own pace. I will email out tutorials for them, and you can just go for it. So there's no Zoom component, whereas the Sweet and Simple class, if you're taking it virtually, there'll be a Zoom and we can connect online. Of course, you can watch the video if you can't join in, but this one is just tutorials only. So get a kit for yourself. You actually get to make 10 cards as part of this class for $45. So that you can register at the link tree. Look for the link that says upcoming classes. Okay, so that's just a reminder of what's happening. Now, who remembers our product of the month? Each month I like to focus on kind of one product, give you a little inspiration with it all month long. So, do you guys remember what I made last week? I think Jen named him Charles. Here's Charles from last week. Our product of the month this week is the Counting Sheep stamp set. And it's really, maybe it's kind of 2 products of the month because, I mean, I might be able to make a card just with the stamp set, but there are these coordinating dies. So that's what I've been going to be focusing on all month. Okay, and who wants to tell me what's special about this stamp set? Oh, Lindsay, I'm glad you love the sheep. You know who else loves critters? Wendy on our team. She loves critters too. So anyway, normally I'm a flowers kind of girl, but these sheep, they're really speaking to me. So I'm like, I have to give them some attention. So this is the card we made last week. So what's special about these sheep and these dies is that you can't buy them. Even if you want to make 10,000 sheep cards, you can't buy them right now. They are only available free. Free is the best price. So Stamp It Up has a special promotion going on called Saleabration. And with your order, you can get the stamp set absolutely free. So it ends September 30th. So don't miss out. Some of the things that are outsourced in terms of who manufactures them, like the dies, they will be while supplies last. So because they're not going to order any more in if they've sold out. So don't wait to place your Saleabration orders or to ask me about more details about that promotion if you want. Okay, so this was a super cute card last week. This week's card is like, sometimes I don't like to do things that are too fancy because I don't want you guys to feel overwhelmed or feel like you can't do it. I share stamping because I want to inspire you to create. And if something's too hard, then I'm afraid you won't create. And I think it's more important that you take your stamps out and you play. So we made this cute card last week. This week, it's a little bit more of a fancier card. And I'll tell you why. Because this Friday is my husband's birthday. He's turning, well, I don't know. I don't think men care if we share their age. Anyway, he's turning 50. So it's kind of like a milestone birthday. So of course I wanted to make a special birthday card. And if you've ever met my husband, he's always very smiley and friendly and like, you know, he likes bright colors. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to use these guys to create a special card for him. So it's a special card. I showed my kids and they were pretty impressed, but it looks harder than it is, but it is going to have a few steps. So I hope you'll stick with me through this whole card and tell me if you like it and tell me if anything I'm sharing inspires you. Okay, so it has multiple steps, this card. So let's get started. I told you that my husband likes bright colors, so I'm just reading Louise's comments there. She's like, a special birthday. Okay, you're not old. You're just like experienced. So much wisdom, Louise. Okay, so we're going to take the regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. We're going to cut it in half at 5.5. Okay, oh, I'm a little off the camera here. Maybe that's a bit better. Okay, so let me just cut that at 5.5. Okay, and then I'm going to score it at 4.25. So that's the normal kind of card base when you're learning to make a card with 8.5 by 11 cardstock. It's basically cut in half, score in half. And isn't this a fun color? It's almost like a tropical blue. I just thought I got to use bright colors for him because he's always so bright and cheery. Okay, so that's our card base. Let's start cutting the pieces that we need. Okay, so this card, I have to think. This card has a few things going on, and I don't know the best way to kind of share everything that's going on. So we're gonna use the sheep stamp. Wisdom highlights. Yeah, I have lots of wisdom highlights, aka gray hair too. Okay, so I'm just trying to think. We're gonna need quite a few pieces here. So let's do a little stamping. We're gonna need Charles again. I don't know who named him Charles. Maybe Jen Sage maybe named him Charles. I don't know. But now the name has stuck, Jen. So Charles. And then we haven't named this one, but we're going to use this one today as well. So let's get him out. Do some stamping with him. Okay, so these are rubber stamps. They're manufactured at Stampin' Up. And so they can control the quality. So you'll see that the image is die cut right to the rubber. Yeah, we're going to get a clean, crisp image here. It's great. I love stamping with, should we call him Chick? You want to call the sheep Chick? Sure. Okay. So we'll do one. See, look at that crisp image and the detail here on the fur. It's so great. Okay, so let's stamp that. Okay, stamping is so easy. You just literally get a stamp set, put it on a block, tap it in the ink pad, and ta-da, no drawing skills needed. I'm going to use this tiny block. This is a block A block. Lambert! I love that name too. Okay, I don't know. These sheep really need names. Okay, so having the right size block makes a world of difference in terms of the ease of stamping. So I'm using the tiny A block with that tiny birthday hat because this is a birthday card. And I'm going to stamp that tiny hat as well. Okay, we're going to need to do more stamping, but why don't I start there? And certainly I could cut these images out with scissors, but why would I do that when we have these great sheep dies? And these dies are like, I think they're like steel ruled dies, steel dies, and this bumpy part is the blade. So this is what is going to cut the paper. Okay, so I'm going to take the dies that we need here, and so we can cut it out. I contemplated cutting it out ahead of time, but what would be the fun in that? I have to show you guys how to stamp, right? Okay, so this is the cut and emboss machine. I'm sure many of you are familiar with it, but it's basically a press, and so it's got kind of rollers inside, and as you roll it, it will kind of compress the, oh, I think I stamped these too close. Let's see. I think it might be too hard. Let's see. So basically what I'm doing is I'm putting the blade down onto the paper, and then I'm going to roll it through. So this basically makes a thickness sandwich so that it's just the right thickness. As it rolls through, it will press and cut. Okay, now don't forget these sheep are only here for a limited time. So if they've captured your heart as they've captured mine, feel free to do a little shopping on my online store. I'm always grateful for your support. Let's see. And then let's roll it one more time and get this little guy. I think I may have stamped them a bit too close, but let's see whether we can get this guy. Lambert, I think, is what Lindsay suggested we call him. Okay, so let's cut that out. Okay, we're gonna, this card I told you, I already warned you, right? It's like a multi-step card, but I had to do it because I don't know, my husband deserves a special card. I mean, everybody deserves a special card, but 50th birthday, we got to do a little extra, right? So this card has a lot of things going on with it. Okay, and I haven't even gotten to the exciting part. Okay, so you're going to have to just keep tracking with me, keep talking to me in the comments as we get through all these little pieces that we need. Okay, so we need to roll out some other things. Now, I want to show you these dies. Are they here? So I'm going to put these away so that I don't lose them. So they have the dies that coordinate with the images in the stamp set, but then there's like these bonus shapes, right? There's like a little balloon, so I'm going to use that since that goes really well with our birthday theme. Let me bring this over. I kind of have this like magnet thing here so that I can put my dies on it without losing it. And I'm going to use this fence. But there's other like bonus dies that don't necessarily coordinate exactly with a specific thing in the stamp set or match, but they totally coordinate with the theme, right? Like clouds, sunshine. But okay, I think that's all we need there. So let's cut those pieces out. I told you that my husband likes bright colors, so we're going to go with a a yellow balloon, and we're gonna go with, I think, a, I don't know, like a soft suede maybe, fence. Okay, let's see if we can do that. See if we can get two in at once. Okay, so this will be our little fence, and then this will be our little balloon. Oh, Kathy says Lambert is perfect. Okay, so now we have a name for the stuck-up nose in the air sheep, and then we've got a name for the dreamy jumping in the air sheep, Lambert and Charles. Okay. That's good. Okay, so I want you to see the detail in this fencing. It even has a wood grain effect on it. Isn't that perfect? Okay, and then here's our balloon. And our balloon even has like a little wrinkle as if it was like a latex balloon, right? Isn't that kind of fun? So these dies are so great. Let me put them away so that I don't lose them. We're going to keep going here, friends, making this special card for my hubby. Okay, so we're going to keep our die cutting machine with us because get excited, people. This is not the only product we're using today. We are also going to use these dies. They are called the Give It a Whirl dies. Normally, I don't do fancy things, but if Stampin' Up! Gives me a die set that helps me to do fancy things, now that is of interest to me. So these Give It a Whirl dies, Jen would like to take credit for Charles. Yes. Okay, so these dies, I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you a full rundown on these dies because I am still learning how to use them. I literally took them out because I wanted to do something fancy for my husband's 50th birthday. But I want to show you everything that is included in these dies because it can be a bit overwhelming. But it is a good thing because there's like 21. So you're totally getting your money's worth here because of everything that's included. So the Give It a Whirl dies, what they do is create a spinny wheel effect on your card. Okay, so you may not have noticed these at all in the catalog. I did not notice them my first few times through. These were a more recent purchase. And again, it's that one of those, ooh, what is this I see? And so when I finish this card, you will see how they work because I don't have any other examples of this die being used except the one that I'm making for this card. None of my swap cards used that I participated in, the swaps I participated in anyway, used these dies. So anyway, I'll talk more about them, but let's keep cutting things here, okay? Because we need to cut things. So we need this. This is going to be kind of the card front. This gap here is to turn the wheel for what's going to move on the card. This is kind of like a moving card. So I'm going to use, actually, I think I'm going to choose to use a bit of a thick cardstock. I don't know. Let me try. I guess the regular would be okay. Actually, maybe the regular's okay. Let's try it. Oh, I think that is what I used last time. No, I used a thick last time, I think. Okay, so, because you can see, now, okay, whoa, see? I cleaned my table before I started today, and it's still stuff everywhere. Okay, let me move Charles and Lambert and the little hat so that hopefully I don't lose it. Okay, so we need to cut this baby out, okay? Now, sorry, it goes in between here, okay? So it's interesting, the front. How many of you have tried these dies before, or did you even see them in the catalog? Okay, hold on a minute. Okay, so basically it cuts the front, okay, and it creates like there's a little hole. It's got the pretty stitching around it. It creates this opening so that we'll be able to turn it, okay? Now, I guess because the way the die is created, in order to have this hole, they needed like this bar here. And so it makes kind of a funny mark here. So there's a few ways that you can avoid the funny mark. But the way that I decided to do it, I mean, obviously you could maybe cover it with paper or do something like that. But I thought the easiest way to kind of get rid of that funny mark is to emboss it. Okay, so because once you put other things on it, you won't really notice there's that funny kind of mark. Okay, so that's just a little tip. That's one way to kind of deal with that. I think must be an engineering thing, like a mechanical thing that because they had to create a hole, right? So anyway, you can't just have something floating around there. Okay, so I'm going to use the brick wall, or what is it called? I can't remember. It's called the brick and mortar embossing folder. So this wonderful cut and emboss machine, it doesn't just cut, it also embosses. So we'll create the sandwich for that and we'll roll it through. Yes, Lindsay, I could see how it would be intimidating. I could have gotten intimidated too, but there you go. Now you know how much I love my husband. I'm willing to try something a little different. So see, once you emboss it, you don't even really notice that funny mark that was there before. Okay. Oh, I probably did this in the wrong order. Okay, that's okay. Lots of die cutting and embossing happening here. So I'm realizing what I should have maybe done first was cut out the window, because now it's my wonderful brick wall is gonna get squished when it goes through the machine again. So there's all different kinds of window shapes that come with this take a whirl dies or whatever they're called. Okay, so let me see if you can see here. Let me hold this up. Okay, so there's like, you can create a heart window, a circle window, a rectangle window, but I'm going with this pie-shaped window. And you'll see why I chose to go with this pie-shaped window, but it's pretty cool that you've got different options for the shape of the window. Okay, so let's cut this out. What I'm gonna do, just so that the die doesn't move too much, I'm gonna put a tiny bit of washi tape because I want the hole to match with the hole. That's important. Okay, I think that's important. I mean, I only use the more I play with it, I'm sure the more sense it will all make, but I'm still I hope I remember how I made the card. I was like, when I made the card for Kevin, I was like, oh, I'm so happy. I have to show everybody on Tuesday at 2. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is lining up that little hole, and I can have my little window cut out anywhere I want, right? See how I could make my window up here, but anyway, I'm gonna put my window around here. Okay, I'll put a little washi tape. Yeah, you haven't even seen the finished card yet, Louise. How can you want them when you haven't seen the finished card? But I think there's samples in the catalog. Okay, see my plates? They need to be changed. My daughter was helping me cut, which is wonderful, but she used the adhesive sheets, and anyway, normally the adhesive sheet should not do that if you cut your adhesive sheet to the correct size of the paper, but I guess it must have been overhanging, and now my plates are a little sticky. Okay. Okay, so see that? So now I've created a window, and I want you to please notice, a little bit, the lovely stitching around the window. Okay, yes, lots of options and possibilities here, a lot. Okay, so I think that's it. But we need to cut out something else. I'm not putting this baby away because we need the wheel part. This is why I decided to choose this shape, because I think it matches most perfectly with our wheel. But it doesn't really matter, right? Like if I was doing the circle, for example, right? It doesn't matter. The wheel's going to turn either way. Your window's just going to be smaller. But I feel like this one gives me the biggest kind of window for things to peek through, since... But again, it depends on what your theme of your card is. You might not want such a big window, so it's good to have those options. Okay, so let's get another piece of cardstock. I'm gonna have to cut this. And I'm gonna cut out this wheel, okay? So let's do that. So it doesn't look like, a few of you have bought it but haven't used it. I'm glad I'm showing you guys because maybe it'll take away any fear of using them. Okay, so we'll go ahead, put our little wheel there. Okay, and we'll roll it through. Okay, fancy schmancy, all these rolling. So I don't know whether this is the kind of card that you'd want to make like 60 of for Christmas or something, because it has a lot of cutting going on, but it works really well for some special cards that you might want to do. Okay, I think we're good. So let's see if I can remember how I made this card. So we've got this, we've got our little window cut out. This is going to go in here. Can you see how it's going to come together? And then this hole, I'm just going to show you. I don't know whether I need it to happen right now, but we sell these brads. They're called round and square brads. So I'm just taking like a little round. They have different sizes, but I just want this little one because I feel like then it's more. Okay, and since my cardstock is white, I'm going to use white, but it comes in black as well. Okay. And then this can, I don't know if it needs, but I just want to show you this wheel mechanism. Okay, there. See that? So when you put the brad in, you can turn this and things will pop in and out of this window. Okay, so what I find helpful is the wheel has a little bit of an indent of where the pie shape is. So, I mean, I already have it here, so let's see if it works. I can try to stamp right in that window. There's quite a mess happening on my table here. So I'm going to go with the You're Amazing, So Glad It's Your Birthday. Let's stamp those there. Okay. See how we can have it fit right in the window? So I'm going to use the Memento Black ink. Okay, and then we can turn this until the next pie shape comes into view, and then we can do the next one. I'm sure I didn't have, like, I probably shouldn't have put the bread there, but yeah, tight. But for me, it actually helps me to have that little awareness of where I'm stamping. It makes it easier to kind of center it. You're amazing. Okay, and then over here, I'm gonna put, what's his name? Lambert. Let's put Lambert here, okay? So Lambert, let's color him before we put him there. I'm gonna make his face with a little petal pink blends just to give him a little bit of color. So it's actually perfect that he was sitting and waiting in the wings, because then the ink could dry while now when I use the blends marker, there's no bleeding of that. Of course, you know, another color that might be good for his face is like, I may as well do Charles's face too while we're at it. Okay. See, what do you guys think? Do you think my husband will like this card? He better. Okay, oops, can't forget this one. Excuse me, every time I get talking, my mouth gets so dry. Okay, so actually I probably will have to take this brad out. Okay. You can kind of see, right? You can see that there's like a little window there. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna, where's my seal adhesive? Here. So cute, right? Okay, it might be, I don't know what's better, if I should have left the brad on, off. So I have to do it flat. I just put in a new adhesive. Okay, so let's see. We have to leave that hole open. This whole sheep isn't gonna fit. I know it's not gonna fit. I'm trying to just not let it interfere too much with anything else. So I'm not pushing too hard down because I might want to, Jennifer's like, yeah, he better like it. Okay. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think that's okay, right? Because you can still see his face and everything. Okay, so let's do that. Sorry, I'm gonna get my water. And I almost tripped over the giant garbage bag in my floor. Okay. Okay, see that? So that's the main mechanism for this card. Da-da-da! So we're just gonna finish it off. Okay. The other weird thing about this die is that it's not really the same as our normal card front. So I decided to put just a tiny strip of Daffodil Delight on this side to kind of make it seem a little more even. So let's do that. Okay, but the thing is when you put this strip, you can't really let it interfere with the mechanism. See that? So, how did I do it yesterday? So I think I just used a really tiny strip. And let's see whether we can do it. If not, it's not the end of the world, but I was trying to see whether I could make that border seem a little more. Okay, there we go. I think, oh, you know what? I may have had the window a little more over yesterday, but that's okay. Let's see how it goes. So I think I only put adhesive kind of at the top and at the bottom here for this strip because I don't want this wheel to get stuck down in any way, shape, or form. Okay, I don't want anything to interfere with the movement of that wheel. Okay, there we go. Let's snip this off. I didn't quite measure it. Okay, so I don't know. For me personally, I thought that that looked a little better instead of having a big gap. Okay, now when we stick this down, again, we don't want anything to interfere with the movement of this wheel. So I thought, how am I going to stick it down? And then I thought, I think these are going to be perfect. These are the foam adhesive strips. I guess you could use dimensionals, but I feel like these are just a tiny bit thicker. And because of their shape, it's just easy to just kind of put it at the... So these can be used when you're making shaker cards. Okay, but I thought it's just perfect to kind of keep it skinny away from the wheel. Okay, we don't want anything interfering with the wheel. I know I've said that many times. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a strip here. I hope I'm not forgetting anything for this card. Okay, and I'm gonna put a strip at the bottom here. So this keeps it lifted up. So this part is not glued down to the base of the card. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so these are the foam adhesive strips, and you can just peel off the backing. Okay. And I realized afterwards it might have been good to cut out. There's actually like a little circle here. Like I could have also used it to cut the Bermuda base so that this is a little easier to access, but it's fine because I have the thick foam strip here, so it's still easy to get your finger in there and turn it. Okay, so what do you guys think so far? So that is the, what is it called? Whirl dice? Take a whirl dice. Let me tell you what they're called here. They're called Give It a Whirl dies. Okay, so tell me what you think about the Give It a Whirl dies, and then we'll finish off our card, okay? So let's put this, I'm so afraid I'm going to lose pieces. Put it over here. Okay, so let's finish this off. I'm going to put the little gate down here. Where's Charles? Okay. Okay, can you see how this card's coming together now? So let's glue it down. I know. You know what? My husband's a great husband. He's not going to, even if he doesn't like the card, he sure isn't going to tell me that. He knows that I would have put some effort into making it for him. Okay. So, there we go. How fun. I'm using these dies and this cute stamp set for a 50-year-old man. But of course, you could totally use it for, you know, a 10-year-old boy, right? Like, so that's what's awesome about it. Okay, so Charles, I use every bit of my dimensionals, by the way. Oh, I'm glad you like the card, Rose. Okay. So I use all these like little strips on the side. Everything gets used until there's nothing left. So again, dimensionals are an easy add-on if you're looking to get to that $60 mark, so you can get these sheep guys free. Okay, so the little hat, we're going to color it. So since I used Bermuda Bay and Daffodil Delight, I am going to color the hat the same color. I'll do the little dots in Bermuda Bay. So they're both in the same family. So these are our regular Stampin' Write markers. I find with a small area, it's easier to use the Stampin' Write markers. Okay, and then I'll kind of do the outside of the hat, or the main color of the hat, in Daffodil Delight. Isn't that cute? Yes, of course you have to use these dies if you own them, because what good is having them when they stay in the case? No good at all. Okay, so this little hat is perfect for a mini Stampin' Dimensional. Pop that on. You can see how it's all coming together. It's so satisfying. So satisfying. And we'll have the balloon going up there. Another mini dimensional. Okay. And then we need something else, I think. Let's see. Yeah. How about some little stars here? And so that's the thing. You guys might not have noticed these lovely stars, cute stars, because they're in the Halloween page in the mini catalog. But just because it's on a Halloween page doesn't mean you only use them on Halloween cards. Right? My husband likes bright colors. Orange, yellow, blue, all those. Those are his colors. Okay, so that is today's card. I hope I've inspired you to do a little crafting. Look at it. So cute. Okay, so that is our card. So you can tell I'm really happy spinning this card. Okay, and so normally, no, I would not have engineered a card like this, but what made it really easy was that the Give It a Whirl dies were right there. So all I had to do was basically cut out the pieces I needed, buy those little brads, and we're off to the races. Okay, and so if you choose to do some shopping, make sure to not forget to redeem. I mean, I think the online thing redeems it for you, or tells you to redeem that. That's how you get our cute product of the month, the Counting Sheep set, just with your minimum $60 purchase in Canada. Okay, and oh, I didn't even use it today, but I actually almost use it every week, but I forgot to use it this week. My silicone mat. This is my free giveaway this month. Any orders $60 or more on my online store. So this is an online shopping special. you will get a brand new silicone mat from me. I usually kind of check at the beginning of the following month. Anyone who used the special host code, which I will put in the Facebook comments later, or it's always on my blog, I'll send them out the following month as a thank you for your order. You want to hit 60 to get your freebie from Stampin' Up. It's not often that Stampin' Up gives out free stamps. So I'm just sweetening the pot with another little gift from me if you choose to order online. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Let me flip the camera around and see if there's any other questions. Okay. Thanks, guys, for tuning in with me and for sticking with me over such a longer than usual card, but I think we did okay. And if you missed last week, all the information is on my blog on what you need to create this card. And then make sure to tune in next week to see what I'll be creating with the very cute Counting Sheep stamp set, which is our product of the month this month. So I'll see you next week, Tuesday at 2, and thanks for joining me. Bye.